Hello and welcome to TVC News this hour. We begin in Imo State, where the governor of the state, Hope Uzodimma, has condemned the early morning attack on the home of the president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, George Obiozor. Governor Uzodimma announced that the government is working with security agencies to identify and punish the perpetrators. He also assured citizens that the government will continue to do all to protect lives and property in the state. Although the Police Public Relations Officer Mike Abatam confirmed the incident, he stated that the hoodlums who came in vehicles threw petrol bombs in the house, damaging property. The police PRO also stated that no life was lost and no one was injured, as Professor Obiozor was not in the house when the incident happened. Well, also in the early hours of Saturday, gunmen attacked and set ablaze the Divisional Police Headquarters in Umuguma, Owerri West in Imo State. According to reports, the hoodlums who came with guns and explosive ordnance disposals opened fire after blocking the roads leading in and out of the station. The gunmen were reported to have invaded the police station in the early hours of Saturday and attacked police officers on duty. The attack comes hours after the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of the zone in Umuahia visited the state command. Well, on to River State now, where the Nigerian Navy has arrested 5 suspects for the alleged involvement in crude oil theft along the waterways. The arrests and seizures made are some of the latest from the Navy's offensive against artisanal refineries, codenamed Operation River Dominance. Senior reporter Uche Okoro reports.
The Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder activated Operation River Dominance in January 2022. Since then, the base says it has deterred a significant number of persons involved in illegal oil bunkering through denial of access or arrest and prosecution. These suspects were taken into custody by Navy patrol teams on the Kilometer 45 river while transporting diesel that was allegedly stolen. Their tugboat, a barge, and a tanker truck were also seized. Synergy between the Navy and other stakeholders in maritime security, such as the local communities, has been the key to the success of Operation River Dominance so far.
We have recorded a lot of successes, as we have discussed, and these successes are indicative of the professionalism, dedication, and determination of the Commander NNS Pathfinder in his bid to ensure that economic saboteurs are brought to book within the area of operations of the base. And interestingly, as I also stated earlier, we have enjoyed a lot of collaboration with various security agencies and governments at all levels. This jointry, which is very sufficient, has been a great mission enabler.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation last year revealed that around 200,000 barrels of crude is lost daily through vandalism and theft. This has cost the country at least $29 billion in the last 6 years. And so the reality is that the illegal oil bunkering and refining industry remains a serious challenge for security agencies like the Nigerian Navy.
The economic saboteurs are very, very resilient. And as you have testified, immediately after an operation is conducted and the sites are destroyed, these guys come back in no time. What we do on our own part is to remain focused, determined, and resolute in ensuring that we continue to maintain aggressive presence and we continue our operations.
The suspects and exhibits were handed over to the prosecuting agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, for further action. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Port Harcourt.
Well, the federal government says it has taken several steps towards the restoration of normal supply of electricity nationwide. In a statement signed by the Minister of Power, Abubakar Aliyu, the government said it has made some progress to address the recent challenges. The statement noted that the gas pipeline affected by acts of vandalism has been restored and the Okbai power plant has resumed power generation, and currently it contributes an average of 300 megawatts. Minister of Power also stated that the Nigerian Bulk Electricity Trading PLC has been directed to negotiate with the NAOC on an interim energy sales agreement to bring the new Okpai 2 power plant on the grid, contributing additional 400 megawatts of generation capacity. The statement also mentioned that the pigging of the gas pipeline supplying gas to Odokbani power plant to be completed in few days will ramp up generation by about 400 megawatts, among others. The national grid suffered shutdowns at least twice in the past week, leading to blackouts across the country amid rising prices of fuel products. No fewer than 4 persons, including the property owner, have been arrested by the Nigerian police for allegedly attacking officials of the Lagos State government in the ASUU estate area of Lagos. Our reporter was with officials of the Lagos State Fiscal Planning Permit Authority and the Lagos State Building Control Agency while they were on an enforcement operation for the removal of illegal constructions and shanties in the area when they were attacked. It was supposed to be a simple demolition exercise. Officials of the Lagos State Fiscal Planning Permit Authority and the Lagos State Building Control Agency on Friday morning embarked on an enforcement operation to remove illegal constructions and shanties in the ASUU estate area of Lagos. But they were attacked by thugs. According to the General Manager of Lagos State Fiscal Planning Permit Authority, Mr. Kende Oshonaike, prior to the removal, a stop work order had been served on the site, but rather than complying with the government directives, the owner broke the seal and continued with his activities. Speaking further in a statement, Mr. Oshonaike said that one of the building control operatives, who was macheted on his head and shoulder, was taken to the hospital, while others who sustained various forms of injuries received first aid treatment. The Lagos State government has since condemned the attack on its officials by thugs, arresting 4 persons, further criticizing the incessant attacks on government officials on lawful assignments, warning that the government would henceforth take decisive actions against perpetrators of such heinous acts. In the words of Mr. Oshonaike, developers and owners of properties should take heed and do the right thing by getting the necessary permits before starting building construction. Failure to do this will attract the full wrath of the law. Well, in Abuja, students have expressed displeasure at the constant strikes undertaken by members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities. With yet another strike currently on, some of the students have thought up diverse ways to get busy while they wait to return to school. Helen Osamide Akins reports.
The recent rollover strike is one many students are finding difficult to deal with. TVC News crew visited Ido, a popular students' area of the University of Abuja main campus. We were welcomed by almost lonely streets in this normal ever-busy area. The few students left in the vicinity are now preparing to leave, having had their hope dashed that they would resume soon. Philip Braimo, a 400-level theatre arts student of the University of Abuja, had taken the bull by the horns. He has decided to improve in his skills in graphic design, as no one can actually tell when the strike will be called off. Just like Philip, Barnabas Abu, an Abuja-based student, has also decided to get a paying job, pending when government and ASUU decide to resolve their disagreements.
I've been part of this since my 100-level days, but I'm not really focused on it because my studies have taken 100% of my time, so I read more and to get more grades. But aside that, weekends I come here to join, then I learn those things. But in this period, that's been like a little bit intense because there is nothing I'm doing right now.
Like this year, latest September, so I can start my service. Then I already got someone that was ready to help me secure a good job with my certificate. So for me, the strike is really affecting me. Like, it's very bad. I feel very bad, the strike.
Daminola Adedeji has been in school since the first one-month strike was declared in February. But now, he no longer sees why he should continue staying back in school. He has resolved to go back to Osun State to join his parents, pending when he is able to get something tangible to do.
I'm still around because I'm just trying to gather money for transport, because transport right now, because of fuel and all that, it's kind of a bit expensive. That's why I'm still chilling for now.
Like graduating this year, we felt like the way our VC is making things fast for us. We're already happy, we are leaving school, trying to make plans for our future. Now the strike is, trust me, it hurts me.
The National Association of Nigerian Students in February embarked on a nationwide protest to demand that ASUU and the federal government reach a decision to allow students return to school. That did not make a difference, as a week later, the Academic Staff Union extended its strike to the dismay of the students. The student body describes the action as an attack on the future of Nigerian students. The leadership of the students' body had met with the Minister of Education, but all efforts to meet with the Academic Staff Union of universities have proved abortive.
I called the president of ASUU, that the leadership of NAF want to meet with him. He quickly told me that he will get back to me. After 24 hours, I didn't see his call. I called, he didn't pick. I sent a message to him. He replied 5 minutes after that he will call me later. 4 days after, I called, he didn't pick my call.
The students are giving ASUU and the federal government another opportunity to reach an agreement to allow students return to classroom, or else they will have students occupy major streets in the country on the 28th of March. But how many Nigerian students or parents are willing to allow their words take over the streets in a protest to demand that ASUU and federal government resolve their issues?
Good luck to those that are going. My prayers are with them. I pray nothing will happen to them, and I pray that when they go, they will come back safely and they will hear good news. But me as a person, I'm not going.
I don't think the strike has done anything good for us at all. No, the strike is just to make hell of a noise, just to waste our time. Some students even use the opportunity to vandalize.
Do you get
things and other things?
Beyond the effect the strike has had on students, businesses located around the areas where the students reside have also witnessed a dip in patronage. Some of the businesses are now under lock and key, pending their customers' return.
It has been proven that students perform less in examinations after returning from a strike, as they tend to forget key points from lectures due to the long stay at home. ASUU and the federal government must consider reaching a lasting agreement for the good of the students who are set to be leaders of tomorrow. Helena Samede Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
Well, thanks for staying with us. The former Super Eagles players have described the national leader of the All Progressives Congress and presidential aspirant Bola Tinubu as a forthright politician who has contributed immensely to the development of democracy and grassroots sports in Nigeria. They made this known during a courtesy visit to ASUU Bola Tinubu in Lagos, where they declared their support for his presidential ambition. Ola Awakon reports.
It was more like a reunion for these ex-Super Eagles internationals. It is the first time in a long while that these soccer legends are converging on Lagos in this large number. And the mission is to celebrate the national leader of the APC and 2023 presidential aspirant, ASUU Bola Tinubu. The ex-internationals, some of whom flew into the country to pay him this visit ahead of his 70th birthday, describe him as a true leader of leaders who has done a lot for the development of grassroots soccer in the country. For Kanu Nwankwo, ASUU Tinubu's support for his Heart Foundation has made it possible for hundreds of Nigerians to be given hope again.
He gave us 5 million. And that 5 million is what started Kanu Foundation today. And Kanu Foundation have operated 595 open heart operation Nigerians everywhere, from the south, north, east, and west.
You are the reason why I call Lagos home. You are the reason we are so comfortable in Lagos. And for me, you're the leader of all leaders.
They say they are ready to support Asiwaju Tinubu's lifelong ambition.
We all are here to celebrate you, to support you as our incoming President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Given the courtesy visit by these ex-internationals, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu says he would continue to celebrate the heroic deeds of these former Super Eagles players.
So the foreigners of this nation.
Taribu West prayed fervently for Tinubu's presidential aspiration.
We command Ahmed Bola Tinubu name right now to stand in that throne of the presidency of this nation.
Yeah. One of the reasons of this convergence is for a novelty march organized by the Tinubu Support Group and Lagos State government.
They are our own unrewarded talent, and we must try as hard as possible to change things for the better. And I promise I'll do that, given the opportunity. I'll continue to make my contribution to the betterment of our lives and the upbringing of our children.
I'm wishing him the happiest birthday, the best he can get.
Asiwaju Bola Tinubu says the visit by these ex-internationals to celebrate him will go into history as one of the most cherished courtesy calls on his 70th birthday. Ola Awakon, TVC News, Lagos.
We're still talking politics. Some concerned youths in the All Progressives Congress have declared that having the National Youth Directorate office will help bridge the gap between the young and the old in the political space. TVC News correspondent Ademola Lawrence reports.
On the 31st of May 2018, one of the most important bills in the history of Nigeria, the Not Too Young to Run, was signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari. Since it was signed into law, some Nigerian youths have declared interest to run for political offices in the country, as well as party positions, most especially in the ruling All Progressive Congress APC.
It is very important because that is the directorate that ensures that young people participate in party activities, government activities, without necessarily knowing one godfather or the other within the party.
For the APC, the issue of who emerges as the national youth leader has become a cause for concern. For the past few years, some youths in the party want to be at the negotiation table and determine their future.
This time around, it's not aggrandizement, it's not bullying the elder. It's about being actively telling them point of what they are capable of doing. So these are critical areas that Nigerian youth must wake up. And we must wake up early in order to get involved and also, begin to elect ourselves into office.
These concerned youth believe that there's a need for young people to be closer to government. They said this way, their policies and strategies can be put into use to make them have a say in the running of political parties that influenced the larger society.
When you look at democracy, democracy has to do with galvanizing people's thoughts from the grassroots to the up. So when you have someone that is very sound and be able to relate both with the grassroots and those people who are obsessed, it will be very, very nice.
In less than 5 days, the APC will hold its national convention where members will elect leaders that will pilot the affairs of the party for the next 4 years.
Amazing and dynamic young Nigerians that have passion, skills that we're going to engage to bring on board to say, how can we work together? How can we develop progressive impact on Nigerian youth? And so I'm going to be working with a lot of other vibrant young people to make the Progressive Party attractive to young people.
These youth believe that one of them can captain the ship and promote the interests of young members of the party. Ademola Lawrence, TVC News, Lagos.
Well, Chairman, Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, has stressed the need for post-traumatic therapy for Nigerians evacuated from the crisis in Ukraine. While receiving the American Society of Safety Professionals in Abuja, Ms. Dabiri-Erewa urged the professional body to remain agents of change, uplifting and fostering Nigeria's global image. President of the American Society of Safety Professionals, Nigerian chapter Shehu Kabir, disclosed that the organization is willing to volunteer in reintegrating Nigerian returnees.
Then we had a lot of diaspora groups and associations all over the world. So all you just need to do after all this is done, we can link you up with them and then they get to know more about your association. And like you said, safety is for everybody. Everybody needs it. You know, it's part of our daily life. So I think it's something everybody should be involved in. So wherever you are, whether it's in Dubai or Saudi or Liberia, during COVID-19, we actually got a group of the diaspora together and they gave equipment worth almost over 50 million naira. You know, PPEs to every state of Nigeria. So that's what we'll try to do, partnership, volunteerism, you know, giving back to your country and your society.
A lot of Nigerians that are in diaspora are willing to communicate with us and also interact and network. So that one gives us a very, very impressive idea that if we really had a good relationship with the NITCOM, it will really go a long way to make our ASSP excel in diaspora, whereby all our people, Nigerians, can be able to network with us and so that they link up so that we will make something better for our country.
On to sports now. London side Arsenal bounced back from loss to Liverpool with a 1-0 away win against Aston Villa in the English Premier League. The only goal scored in the 30th minute by Bukayo Saka has strengthened the Gunners' top 4 hopes in the EPL. They now have 54 points in 4th position, 5 behind a 3rd placed Chelsea and 4 ahead 5th placed Manchester United. While owners of Major League Baseball team, the Chicago Cubs, are among many groups and consortiums who met the deadline to submit bids to buy English Premier League club Chelsea. Well, the consortium, which has President of the World Athletics Federation, Sebastian Coe, and another group led by British property investor Nick Candy, also met the deadline to buy the club, which closed at 10 p.m. on Friday. Well, that's the news this hour. To join us at 10 for more news updates. Thanks for watching.